What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Lightwork, and today I'm dropping this NCAA video in reference to paying student athletes. Now, first and foremost, thank you for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell icon so you know when my videos do drop. But let's jump in. I have a lot of information that I have to get through. So this is a news update on the topic of paying student athletes. So in my last video, we talked about when was EA going to put out another NCAA football game, the payment of players and how much should they be receiving, and how we should teach our young student athletes how to spend their money, different things like that. But I want to kind of switch gears. Now, even though we're talking about the same topic, we're just going in a different path. Now, I was reading an article that said basically how much money can a student athlete make during their college career. Now, of course, it's not millions, but you're talking about some of these guys can make hundreds of thousands of dollars in a college career. Now, for most athletes, a college career is around 3 years. That's if you're an amazing athlete and the pros are calling you. Now, that's not including basketball. Basketball usually takes a year or a couple months. After the season's over, they're really out of school. They're leaving school to prepare for the NBA draft. So this really doesn't apply to them. We're talking about mainly football. So when you talk about football, you're looking at a player staying for at least 3 to 4 years. Now, the examples they used was a player from Dayton, Ohio. So Dayton is known for basketball. It's not known for football or any other sport. It's known for basketball. So what they were saying was a car dealership could use a basketball player to sell more cars. Now, if you're from Dayton, Ohio, obviously these guys are superstars to you. And how many of us have brought something because of an athlete or a celebrity endorsing the actual product? Now, this does happen a lot. And obviously, we spend our money because our favorite athletes or our favorite celebrities are endorsing this product or this service. So we go out and we spend our money. So I use Dayton in the example, but now I want you to imagine these bigger schools, the Alabamas, the North Carolinas, the Floridas, the Texas, the Californias. Money will be rolling in for these athletes. Now, I do feel like it's a great thing that they get to make money off of their likeness and their name because they work so hard to get it to that status. And all that work you put in the summers in high school and in college finally pay off, literally. But here's the problem with actually making these athletes hundreds and thousands of dollars in college. Now let's talk about the downside to paying student athletes and what this may mean for us as a consumer in reference to the NCAA football game. So you may ask yourself, what's the downside to making money off your name and likeness? Well, some governors and some states feel that these student athletes' scholarships should be taxed. Now, I want y'all to think about this. When you look at your paycheck, let's say you make $3,000 on this paycheck. Usually you see the tax taken out is almost cut your money in half, at least gross wise. So when you look at your money, and that's from taxes, that's not even from your benefits or anything like that. So when the taxes come out, you're damn near at half. But these are what the governors want because they know these players will make hundreds and thousands of dollars of money in a career, in a college career, especially if they're the face of the school for those 3 to 4 years. Now, imagine signing a full scholarship, and I'm gonna break this down even more. Signing a full scholarship. Now, at your senior award ceremony, they're saying that your scholarship is $94, $96, $100,000 scholarship, full ride. Now, I just want y'all to understand that puts you in a bracket, a tax bracket of the upper middle class to the lower upper class. Well, if that don't make sense to you, let me break it down even further. They're going to tax an 18-year-old. They're going to tax an 18-year-old as if he owned a company. As if he owned, if he was some big CEO, they're going to tax him in that area. Just think about that. Not, oh, you work so hard for your name and your likeness and different things like that is being used to make millions and millions of dollars each and every year. The NCAA just made $1 billion in the physical year last year. They just did that. But yet they're going to tax an 18, 19, 20-year-old that scholarship is the equivalent of $100,000. And they're going to tax that. So even though it's a great thing that these players are getting paid, they're going to also have to deal with the real life situation of being taxed. And who's going to explain taxes to them? Their mom, their dad, the school? And half the time, our parents don't even know anything about taxes. They just know that it's taken out and that if they have kids, they're going to get some back at the beginning of the following year. And I get kind of emotional about it because I want y'all to understand that this is what we're putting kids through just because they should get paid for what they love to do and what people are using their face and their name for and making millions and millions of dollars off of it. Okay, so let's switch gears. Now, in reference to NCAA, the football game, we're actually looking at 2023 is the time that the bill is supposed to be going to effect in reference to California and hopefully the NCAA. So the game probably will come out 2024, 2025. Now, I know that's a big difference than what I said in my last video. I was assuming that since they passed the bill, that the bill will go into effect maybe in 2 years, but actually it's looking like more like 4 years or 3, depending on how you look at the time frame. And it's going to take a year basically to get the right developers together, different things like that, and to create a game and push it out to the public. So I'm looking at a time frame of 2025. Now, that does suck. I mean, a lot of us are in that age group or in that part of our lives where video games is kind of taking a back seat. I mean, we may watch it on YouTube, we may play it every now and then, but video games are kind of taking a back seat. So just be on the lookout in the next 4 years when this game is actually going to be released. In reference to how the game should be created, I will say they keep the same model of EA Sports College Football 15 and really push that aspect of creating the game that way. Because if they try to go back and resemble 14, it may not give it a good look, especially I'm not talking about graphics. But players, consumers want a more in-depth look into college football. Now, don't get me wrong, looking at scholarships and giving players scholarships and looking at their reasons and talking to recruits and different things like that for Dynasty Mode, Road to Glory. Yeah, that's all great and all. But when you evolve in gaming or evolve as a human being in real world things, you want real world things in the game. For prime example, in Ghost Recon, if you do a headshot, guess what? That person's going down. That's realistic. I mean, you're not going to shoot somebody in the head 20 times. Or in Madden or in any football game, you want the players to play how they would play in real life. So I hope that they do take a real good look into college football, especially around that time. You know, you don't know what college football will be like because everything is always evolving. But being honest, looking at the timetable and everything of that nature, we're looking at 2024, 2025. So in closing, I know that I gave y'all a lot of information. I just hope y'all take it and understand what we are looking at as a fan of the game, as a consumer, as a player. The Republicans are all worried about money, and it's ridiculous that you're willing to tax a full scholarship just because players are making money. Like, I get the point of tax-free and different things. Like, I get that. Tax the money that they're getting. Don't tax their full scholarships. Because at the end of the day, if they didn't make a dime or a cent, it comes down to their full scholarship. And like I said, being a former college athlete myself, I understand that a full scholarship does not take care of you. It may take care of your school, may take care of your books and different things like that, but it does not take care of you as an athlete. You still struggle. You still wake up some nights hungry, and that's what you go through. And it sucks. It sucks. And half of those probably Republicans, or all of them, haven't played football, haven't played college football, probably don't even know how it is to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just guessing and assuming here, but they may not even know how it is to struggle. But, I'm very passionate about this. I hope they do find a way to resolve this, to get this thing squared away. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what's best for their pockets, and they're going to screw over whoever they're going to screw over. And that's just the way it is. But in reference to NCAA football game, we're looking at probably 4 to 5 years, just being honest. I hope the game does evolve. I hope the game is more immersed in the feeling, in the recruiting process, everything. Just in everything as a player, coach, whatever you like to play in reference to the game. I hope it's more immersed. I hope it's in depth. I want a true college experience, especially since this is the first college game that EA is going to be putting out since NCAA 14. And I know guys are still playing NCAA 14. So, it's your boy Lightwork. I am out. You know what I'm saying? If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon so you know when my videos do drop. But, that's it. Light work ain't always easy work, but somebody got to do it. Peace.